Oh, hello everybody, it's Megalithic here, otherwise known as Puglo Escobar, and in today's video, as you can see, we are over here at the Maze Bank offices, and I intend to purchase myself another vehicle, don't you know? Yes, that's the whole idea. Okay, so we're going on, as you can see, going on inside into the Maze Bank offices there, ladies and gentlemen, and my own personal office here. And now before we begin, ladies and gentlemen, I must warn you, don't speak to my secretary. You know, I found out she's been funneling my personal funds away for secret spy days with a mystery partner. You know, I've got no idea who, but I'm really not happy about. Sorry, hell, it's you, isn't it, bloody raccoon? And look at what, yes, god damn it, he's wearing a robe and everything. Clearly he's been off with my secretary, spending my money. Well, explain yourself, Mr. Raccoon. No, and he's not going. He was just going to sit down and go and buy himself the Penumbra. Okay, so that's what we're here to see, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Maibatsu Penumbra FF. Okay, and the Maibatsu Penumbra FF, if that's at all how you pronounce it, ladies and gentlemen, can be found under the Southern San Andreas Super Auto side, and there we go. Okay, retailing for a price of $1,380,000, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see there, and we're going to put it in white, and of course we're going to send it on up to the Hillcrest residence, as we always do. And on this occasion, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be getting there in the Pegassi Monroe. You know, compiled all the prices for this particular episode, forgot to look what the Monroe was. Don't care how much it is, whatever it is, it's worth it. Look how beautiful the vehicle is, for God's sake. It doesn't particularly drive well, but oh, sodding hell, bloody raccoon. Yes, okay, well, thank you very much for that, Mr. Raccoon. Love the Pegassi Monroe, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We are over here at the Hillcrest residence, and we're going to go ahead and take a look. Now, just for full disclosure, ladies and gentlemen, we did the video, and then it was deleted, so we've had to do it again, i.e. this vehicle has been fully upgraded already, but what can we say about it in terms of looks, ladies and gentlemen? I mean, it's sort of sleeker than a sea snake on a jet ski now, isn't it? Let's be perfectly frank about these things. It is sort of very, sort of stylized there. Like I said, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, it has been upgraded. You know, like I said, we did do the video. I deleted it, blah, blah, blah. So now we're going to have to, the only difference is, ladies and gentlemen, the initial lap's going to be with the upgraded, not the unupgraded version. But there we go. Okay, so Mr. Raccoon there is also fully upgraded. Is it the Maibatsu? I've got no idea. Something like that. We're just going to go for Penumbra FF, ladies and gentlemen, or maybe just even call it the Penumbra. Okay, oops, this is Mr. Raccoon. Do be careful there. What can one say about it, ladies and gentlemen? Well, in terms of handling, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, it is responsive. You know, it's sort of more responsive than a pen pal from a Russian gulag. You know, it's just sort of that responsive, ladies and gentlemen. In terms of acceleration, I mean, it's sort of more average than an apology from an apathetic aristocrat, to be quite honest with you. And in terms of top speed, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, it's sort of less impressive. Whoops, there you go. So look at that. The traction, ladies and gentlemen, they're going to come on to, but clearly not there already. Traction, ladies and gentlemen, really not good. The top speed, ladies and gentlemen, as I say, it's sort of less impressive than winning a game of chess against the Grandmaster's drunk 3-year-old son, you know. And there we go. So very slightly back end, ladies and gentlemen, average acceleration. The top end speed, not much to write home about really either when it comes right down to it. And the back end, ladies and gentlemen, will slide out, but if you learn to handle it, it's not too bad. That's pretty much the long and the short of it. Okay, but we've still got a few more tests to do, and of course the first thing we're going to do before we do those tests is take it on into the Maze Bank office once more, and from there, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take it into the custom auto shop, don't you know, and we're just going to go ahead and give you an opportunity to have a look at the different modifications that can be affected to this vehicle should you then choose to go ahead and purchase it. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we will be going through this section of the video at double speed just in order to hurry things along somewhat. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, as I say, the car has been upgraded. The whole purpose of this section of the video is just to give you an opportunity to have a look at the different modifications there. Okay, so what can one say about it? Not impressed, ladies and gentlemen, to be quite honest with you. Having said that, it is only retailing for $1.3 million, you know, so I mean, in GTA money nowadays, I mean, what do you want to say? It's a sort of obsolete fast car car from the 80s, based on the Eclipse, I believe, ladies and gentlemen. Could be wrong there, but I believe it's supposed to be based on the Mitsubishi Eclipse. I mean, obviously a very fine car in its day, but quite outdated now. Having said that, we did drive up here, or drive it to get in a Pegassi Monroe, so maybe I should shut my face, you know, your call on that one, really. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to keep on talking. So what can one say? Well, I've already said it, ladies and gentlemen, the acceleration, not particularly impressive, not particularly, horrible. The same with the top end speed. The handling, ladies and gentlemen, is about the most interesting area of this car. What you'll find is, if you get the braking right, it is actually quite nice to drive around the streets. Yeah, if you get the braking wrong, ladies and gentlemen, that back end is going to come sliding out on you. You're going to feel that loss of that lack of traction. Okay, well, those are all of the what you call is complete. The modifications now. Unfortunately, like I say, had trouble with this video. Mr. Raccoon is not present, ladies and gentlemen, for this lap. He will catch up with us very soon, though, I can assure you. Okay, so this is the should we go for it? The Maibatsu Penumbra FF, something along those lines, God knows. Well, you can see the back end kicking out there, ladies and gentlemen. That's the lack of traction I told you about. What can we say? I mean, in terms of handling, ladies and gentlemen, it's more slippery than a buttered up breast of a Berlin barmaid, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I can, that's the simple truth of it, and I'm sure you know what I mean. And in terms of acceleration, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, it's less exciting than watching World Series snail racing, to be quite frank with you. The sort of like with the top speed, ladies and gentlemen, it's sort of less likely to cross the line than a woke comedian in a shelter for battered women. What can I say? That's about it. Okay, so there we are, ladies and gentlemen, the Maibatsu Penumbra FF. It's standard lap. I mean, if you get the braking right, handles beautifully. Not a bad car, really, but if you get the braking wrong, as you saw, that back end will want to come out on you. Okay, so we brought it up to the top speed test track now, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to go ahead and commence with the tests as aforementioned. And, of course, top speed test track, ladies and gentlemen, is designed for top speed. What we consider to be a competitive time is 53-54 seconds. And if you were thinking that the Maibatsu Penumbra FF was actually a secretly fast car, it's not. Okay, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. You can see Mr. Raccoon did it in 58.5, still not particularly brilliant. In terms of looks, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, it's sort of more 1980s than Bruce Willis and Bill Clinton with a bag of Beanie Babies now, isn't it? Okay, so we are going to start with the Penumbra, ladies and gentlemen, the Maibatsu Penumbra, just not the FF. This is the box standard Maibatsu Penumbra, ladies and gentlemen, retailing for basically next to nothing. I mean, it's about $24,000 and that's it. And so for that kind of money, when you're paying $1.4 million, ladies and gentlemen, for this kind of car, it's sort of over the price once you've upgraded it. That's the kind of distance you'd expect to see. Okay, so there is no question, let there be no doubt, the Penumbra FF is fantastic and far better, far more impressive than the Penumbra, and that's not really hard to achieve now, is it? Okay, so the next car, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be something that's going to be a little bit more interesting now. It's the Jester Classic, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this is an entirely different ballpark in terms of prices, basically sort of around sort of half the price, retailing for, oops, daisies, and there it goes past it. Not a good sign for the Penumbra now, is it? What the hell did I say this was? It's a Dinker, isn't it, for God's sake? It's a Dinker Jester Classic, $790,000, ladies and gentlemen, and it's sat in front of the Penumbra, yes, and so there we go, for $1.3 million. Okay, so like I say, ladies and gentlemen, it's not looking good for the Maibatsu there now, but we are going to continue these tests, ladies and gentlemen, even though we've sort of just proven a $800,000 car is going to smash it into the ground. What else can we pull out from this era, a similar sort of era? That was the Subaru, the Supra, in case you didn't know, you get the whole reference of the Supra and the Eclipse. Something else from that era, ladies and gentlemen, we're now going to pull out the Anis Elegy Retro, based on the Skyline, presumably. The Anis Elegy, ladies and gentlemen, can be picked up for free off the Rockstar Social Club. If you join that, you can then access it through Legendary Motorsports, and the retro, to have it retrofitted, costs basically $1 million, ladies and gentlemen, $904,000, strange price there, and actually, surprisingly enough, ladies and gentlemen, we do actually sort of come neck and neck with it, which is sort of a surprise there, really. You know, we sort of the Elegy, or whatever the hell it's called, would have beat it into the ground. Okay, so it's $1.3 million, as we have stated, ladies and gentlemen, for the Maibatsu Penumbra FF, for the Emperor ETR1, ladies and gentlemen. If you're fool enough to go and purchase that vehicle, it's going to basically cost you $2 million. The Emperor ETR1 retailing for $1,995,000, and we're now going to find out for the first time, ladies and gentlemen, it does appear that the the Emperor ETR1 can actually win a race. So yeah, celebrate now, ladies and gentlemen. We've been waiting a long time, 4 years, ladies and gentlemen. We've been waiting for a vehicle that the ETR1 can take down, and it is apparently the Maibatsu Penumbra FF. Okay, so the next vehicle we're going to bring out, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be the Benefactor Schlagen, and the Benefactor Schlagen retails for a price of $1.3 million. $1.3 million, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. It's an absolutely fantastic car. It's one of Mr. Raccoon's favorites. In fact, I should take this opportunity to point out that all of the other vehicles are, of course, being driven by Mr. Raccoon. His name is the Bromby. His channel is called he has a name. Yes, his name is the Bromby. He has a channel. His channel is called the Bromby. Well, you can go check that out. Some rather good videos on there. Both Mr. Raccoon and myself, of course, dearly love the Schlagen. Okay, so the very next vehicle we're going to bring out, ladies and gentlemen, is the Anis ZR350. Now, we were woefully disappointed with this vehicle, ladies and gentlemen, when we tested it, to be quite frank with you, and retailing at $1.2 million, ladies and gentlemen. It's a very strange price, $1,211,250. I mean, my God, they gave it an absolutely ridiculous price for an absolutely ridiculously performing car. You know, it sort of looks a little like a sort of small, sleek sports car, and there we go, ladies and gentlemen. It is sort of actually what the hell's going on here? Okay, it's going to be another neck and neck one, and pretty much the sort of Penumbra took it there, but yes, it was actually sort of fighting for it, both in a similar sort of ballpark, ladies and gentlemen, in terms of price, and clearly both performing the same. Okay, so here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are, of course, now going to start the wrap up. For anyone who's should recognize that vehicle there, you'll know, and for those of you who do not know, for the hoes at home, for the uninitiated, shall we say, the vehicle in question is of course the Benefactor Serrano, retailing for $110,000, ladies and gentlemen. We like to call it a serious contender, because, as we say, for $110,000, ladies and gentlemen, it is a serious contender. And if you're not aware of the Benefactor Serrano, then you certainly are now. Okay, so what's next? Say it all together. It's Big Daddy Z, ladies and gentlemen. The Pegassi Zentorno, $725,000, purchases you one of the finest cars for the money on the game, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, not much is going to beat it for, nothing in that sort of ballpark, ladies and gentlemen, is going to touch the Pegassi Zentorno. It can even take down $2 million cars, ladies and gentlemen, as you will see on the videos that we've put out. Okay, all that being said, Mr. Raccoon's going to come past me, humiliating me there, taunting me all the way around the track. What can we say about the Penumbra, ladies and gentlemen? I mean, in terms of acceleration, it's sort of more disappointing than a hand job from an octogenarian with arthritis, ladies and gentlemen. There's, of course, one more question left, and that is going to be the final masquerade, the Grotti RSX. Now, of course, the Grotti RSX cannot be beaten, ladies and gentlemen. It's absolutely phenomenal. So Mr. Raccoon is actually going to start from way back there, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to have to cross all that dirt to try and catch up with me. And Mr. Raccoon and myself are absolutely certain and confident, ladies and gentlemen, that the RSX is going to take it down, because absolutely nothing can destroy the RSX. It's absolutely unstoppable. Okay, so what can we say? The handling, ladies and gentlemen, of this vehicle, I mean, it's more nimble than a circus cat on cocaine, you know. We've discussed the acceleration, but the looks, ladies and gentlemen, more uninspired than a picture of the Peloponnesian War painted by a chimpanzee, isn't it? Okay, and in terms of top speed, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, it's sort of more underperforming than a nervous virgin in a Bangkok whorehouse. So there we are, ladies and gentlemen. That's the long and the short of it, you know. Didn't stand a chance against the RSX there, did it? Okay, well, let's hope that doesn't come back and bite us on the arse in the next video. So what can we say, ladies and gentlemen, or on the next vehicle I should say, is the Penumbra worth it? No, it's not. If you haven't got the point of that, then you should be, oh bloody hell. Right, okay, got shot by the Raccoon. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you very much for watching.